Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku back another video to give you an update on the video I made earlier about the reports about the big news that everyone's talking about: AT&T selling Warner Media to Discovery. So we have an update. So person at IGM has went into more details on basically what is exactly for sale. Now, there's some stuff that's still got to figure some stuff out on what's going on with that. But we do have a confirmation on certain things. So, Rooster Teeth is involved in this sale. Rooster Teeth has been confirmed to be involved in this sale with DC, with Warner Brothers, with Cartoon Network, all the cable channels that Warner Brothers owned, as well as HBO Max. All of that has been confirmed, so Rooster Teeth is in this sale, despite it not showing that originally. The other thing is Crunchyroll is not in the sale, which we already pretty much knew since they were being sold separately to, at this point, to Sony Pictures, which, again, still possibly could not happen since the Justice Department is investigating that, which they said it would take about 6 months. It's been 2 months, I think, now, so about 4 more months of that waiting, and we'll see what AT&T does about that, because they would still own it then, realistically, since it wasn't a part of this deal. And then they would have to figure out what they were doing with Crunchyroll. Discovery is getting Rooster Teeth. Honestly, I don't know really how much of a deal breaker this is for them, since Rooster Teeth is probably the lightest property that they're getting out of everything they're getting. They mainly bought this, obviously, for the HBO Max, and then of course DC Comics. Now there is some kind of discrepancies when it comes to the video games that Warner Brothers owns in terms of the properties. So it's unclear basically on which brands are being sold off for the video game. So this is where it's getting a little icy in terms of we don't actually really know, what's being sold off. So IPs like Rocksteam, Batman, Avalanche Software, and Harry Potter. They're saying for the video games, it seems that these are unclear, which is kind of weird because Batman, again, is mixed into DC Comics, which is owned by Warner Brothers. So I'm almost certain that Batman's games would be a part of this deal, since they, own the character and all. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out. Now, one of the biggest question marks on all of this is Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, as we know, Warner Brothers has the publishing, or publishing, I believe, I don't know, they don't develop the games, but they have the publishing rights to Mortal Kombat's video games, which obviously, as we know, they also have the IP rights to it because they just came out with that movie that rebooted Mortal Kombat movie. So obviously they have the cinematic rights too. So Mortal Kombat's going to be very interesting in terms of what happens there with the video games if they keep the publishing rights to it. They don't develop the Mortal Kombat games, but they do have the publishing rights to it. As well as the cinematic rights. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with Mortal Kombat. That is still very unclear at this time on if Mortal Kombat's rights are a part of this. It would be really interesting to see if they weren't, because Mortal Kombat's movie just came out, and obviously that's a Warner Brothers movie. So it'll be really interesting to see where that goes, especially if the movie does good and they want to do a sequel, on where that would go. But in terms of Rooster Teeth, They're involved in the sale. Everyone was asking about Rooster Teeth. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, Rooster Teeth is the least of the worries about this. And this does not necessarily mean Rooster Teeth is out of the hook, even though they're involved in the sale. This does not necessarily mean they're out of the woods in terms of a company perspective. Um, Discovery, obviously the main investment on them buying uh, Warner Media would be for DC Comics as well as HBO Max. Now, I know some people, I've seen some YouTubers, some very clickbaity YouTubers that make crap up and try to speculate stuff. I've seen some YouTubers already starting to speculate that this is the end of Warner Brothers or end of DC Comics specifically. Um, it's not. Okay, DC Comics will not end. Okay, DC is one of the main reasons why this deal happened. Okay, obviously the money within the billions of dollars that goes into DC, obviously the IPs are worth more than what you're going to get from other properties, and this is why the deal happened. AT&T 3 years ago bought Warner Media for $85 billion. They're selling it to someone else for half of that for $43 billion. Okay, so obviously the value is down, but I would argue that the value is down because of AT&T, not because of anyone else. And there is still a lot of value in DC Comics, in the TV department, as well as the movie department, and even in the comic books to a certain extent. Yes, not many people buy comic books anymore, but that does not mean that there is not money to still be made on those properties. So, in terms of people being quote unquote worried because some people are trying to get you worried into thinking that the comic books are going somewhere, they're not going anywhere, guys. They're not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Discovery Plus would have a plan. And I would argue their plan probably will be better than what AT&T is going for. AT&T did not care, guys, about Warner Media. They did not. It's clear as day. Look what they did. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think the Zack Snyder universe was terrible, but anything that was good in that universe, they pretty much gutted. Um, they pretty much gutted. They pretty much went into debt. They clearly didn't care about DC as much as they cared about their cell phones, which, by the way, are failing because T-Mobile user here, T-Mobile's beating the shit out of them. So yeah, that's basically where AT&T is at. They focused on more of other things that they really shouldn't have been focusing on, and because of this really hurt the media frenzy department on this. Now, I can't say for certain what's going to happen to your future channels or anything like that. I'm almost certain that the majority of the channels that you see here on my video right now being displayed are probably going to be safe. I don't see Cartoon Network or Adult Swim leaving anytime soon. I don't think they're going to get rid of the channels or anything like that. Because there's still value in cable for people that are still buying it, and there are still people that are watching cable, and so I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think channels are going to start turning away to streaming service for at least another 15 years. So I don't think people have to worry about that right now. Anyways, 15, 20 years from now, you might have to worry about it. But I don't think right now anything's going to happen to your channels. I don't think Cartoon Network's going anywhere. though I do think Cartoon Network does need to freaking change their programming system because it sucks. Just, just taking that Teen Titans Go and just shoving it everywhere on their channel. They need to stop that shit and cancel that crap already. But no, I don't see anything happening. And you know what? Like I said, I think Discovery, I mean, I don't exactly know what Discovery's plans are with this, but I'm more open to Discovery than AT&T because for 3 years, we have literally seen nothing done with AT&T. AT&T has single-handedly screwed everything up. They hired racist directors. They hired people that blacklisted other actors, took the word of a proven liar over and firing an actor that has been essentially blacklisted from Hollywood. What else has AT&T done? What bright ideas have AT&T done in the past 3 years of owning this series? Oh yeah, that's right. They got rid of the Zack Snyder verse or whatever, which I don't even really care about the Zack Snyder verse, but they traded it in for a woked, that's right, woked, ass kissing, giving somebody just so they can feel better, which they don't want. Yes, I'm talking about the shitty superhero known as Superman. They're giving a black Superman. Now, I don't really care about Superman. That's why I didn't make a video about it, because I don't give two shits about Superman. I hate him as a character. But, yeah, they're racist. They're racist people in Warner Brothers, or in AT&T. And they are giving you a black Superman when there actually are black Superman comic books, like Calvin Ellis or whatever they called him. But no, they're gonna give you Clark Kent. They're gonna give you a black Clark Kent instead of actually teaching people about new characters and actually getting them interested in the characters. They're not gonna do that. Hopefully, maybe when this deal happens, maybe that project will get canceled. Since they took away Jon Stewart, right, Green Lantern, a character that actually myself like, as well as a lot of people like that character. But of course, I digress, since that's at the topic of this video, since they want to, give us that instead of a Green Lantern. But yeah, I digress. Giving us that. I freaking saying that. But yeah, nonetheless. So yeah, that is what's going on with DC right now. That is AT&T's Warner Brothers in a nutshell. So maybe it's a good thing that Discovery's getting it, because maybe they can stop with this bull crap that AT&T has done. They have done some dumb shit in 3 years, and they have hurt the Warner Brothers franchise. Don't get me wrong, prior to them owning it, I didn't think it was doing that great. But now, it's gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better in the 3 years that they've owned it. It hasn't gotten better. It's gotten worse. It's supposed to get better when it's owned by someone. But it's gotten worse. They have devalued DC Comics. So now another company has to come in and revalue it. And hopefully when Discovery takes it over, hopefully we will see actually stuff being done correctly. We'll actually start seeing improved films. We'll actually start seeing actual diversity, not bullshit hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs, which everyone has been saying. Finally, people are starting to get it. When I talked about this 2 years about them casting Ariel the way they did, everyone got on me about this. Now everyone's starting to see it once Superman got it. Of all characters, y'all freaking finally get to see it. And then them rejecting a good developed character like Jon Stewart. My favorite Green Lantern, by the way. I like him better than Hal Jordan. By the way. Not putting him in the Snyder cut or whatever it's called. There. Of course, AT&T again. That is what AT&T did to Warner Brothers. They screwed this property. They made dumb decisions like that, and now they're trying to pander with this black Clark Kent Superman, okay, rather than introduce another black Superman, a real black Superman like Calvin Ellis, right? Like Miles Morales as Spider-Man. No, they're not going to do that. Of course not. So hopefully maybe that project will get canceled then. Or at least they'll retcon it into Calvin Ellis or whatever, since everyone keeps asking about that. But I don't really care, because I don't really like Superman. That's why I didn't really talk about it. But it's just the point to show you what this company did. In the 3 years that they owned Warner Media, they devalued it. They bought this property for $85 billion, and they're selling it 3 years later back to someone else for half of that. That just tells you how bad this company was. It tells you the desperation of them doing all this stuff. Screwing Ray Fisher. Even though I don't think Cyborg should have been a Justice League character, because he should have been a Teen Titan character in a live action, they still screwed him and wronged him as an actor. Okay? But of course, everyone's just gonna say, oh, this is just the status quo again. But yeah. Point being, so far, the sales... Point being, for the sales, really, the only things we don't know about are the games. Some of the games. We know Warner Brothers and DC are going to be a part of the sale, so there's going to be a co-ownership. Again, we don't know what the future of the movies are going to be, but I'm telling you right now, the movies they're going to continue making movies. Maybe some of these movies get canceled, some of them better than others, but DC, in terms of the movies, is always going to be around. In terms of the cartoons and the cartoons, the movies, the live actions, the TV series, that's all going to still be around. Okay? You don't have to worry about that. Okay, guys? They wouldn't be buying it if that wasn't their plan. Because they need content. HBO Max needs content. Okay? And superheroes is money. So they're going to need new content on HBO Max. So for people that are worried that they're not going to make new television series and movies, and they don't worry about that. They're going to continue doing that. Okay? They need to make it because they're competing with Netflix. Okay? So But yeah, that's really the only things we don't know. But like I said, Rooster Teeth is involved in the sale, as I said at the beginning of this video. And like I said, for people that are negative towards this, just think of it from this perspective. What did AT&T do to you? Do that was positive in the 3 years that they owned it? Yeah, they announced your precious Snyder cut, but at the same time, they also literally cut things away from it, like Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. So yeah, there's always been a negative in what they have been doing. So they can't be Discovery can't be as bad as AT&T. So maybe this actually, from a perspective of thinking on what AT&T has done in the 3 years, Discovery obviously has a plan, because they wouldn't be buying this if they didn't have a plan. They need new content on HBO Max for HBO Max to be successful, especially since it's only a year old. Okay, they're gonna need things to make it successful. That's the only way it's gonna work. So yes, guys, in closing, do not worry about Warner Brothers. Do not listen to all the chatter negativity. I know there's some YouTubers out there, some clickbaiter YouTubers out there that will make 3-minute videos and tell you this dumb shit, but they're wrong, okay? They're wrong. They don't have sources, okay? They don't have real sources, okay? And just don't listen to them, okay? And that's really what I got to say about this. Let me know what you guys think about this. Where do you think is going to be the future of these properties? What do you think of the future of Rooster Teeth and all this stuff? Like I said, Rooster Teeth is involved in the deal. Honestly, as I said in the last video, Ruby and Death Battle too, I guess, since they're a part of this now too, are really the only thing that people are interested in. So that's the only thing I could see happening. I don't know. They could just tear them up with parts and stuff like that and sell them off. I don't know what their vision on Rooster Teeth will be. Obviously, it was just thrown together with everything else, since obviously Rooster Teeth probably couldn't be sold off to anyone else. So that's probably why they were included. But that's all I got to say. Comment, rate. Also, if you are a new subscriber, because I got many people that watch these videos that are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all the latest content. Like and comment. That is about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. Maverick. Peace.